A metal pipe is used to hold up a 9-foot fence as shown in the diagram below. The pipe makes an angle of 48 degrees with the ground. Determine to the nearest foot how far the bottom of the pipe is from the base of the fence. So for this part of the problem, we are looking for how far the pipe is. So here's the metal pipe. Here's a fence, and it says how far the bottom of the pipe, so this part here, how far this is from the base of the fence. So we're looking for this part here, and I'm just going to go ahead and label that X. So here's what we have. We have the measurement of an angle. We have an opposite side here, and the reason it's opposite, it's because it's across from the angle. So this side is an opposite side, and we're looking for the adjacent side. This side is adjacent to the angle. So adjacent, think of it this way, adjacent means next to. So this is adjacent because it's next to the angle. And this is opposite in relation to this angle, and this is adjacent in relation to this angle. So that's how you have to think about it. Okay, if this angle was here, then this would be the opposite, and this would be the adjacent. And obviously, even though this is next to the 48, it's not adjacent because this is the hypotenuse. Okay, so it can't be two at the same time. It can't be hypotenuse and adjacent. All right. Okay, so going back to the problem, determine to the nearest foot how far the bottom of the pipe is from the base. So we're looking for X. So can I think of a trigonometric ratio that relates an angle, opposite, and adjacent? So I can just write them all out. You know, we have this little nifty thing that we say, so, ka, toa, and that stands for the sine of an angle is equal to the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of an angle is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent of an angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. So here we have opposite and adjacent. So that means we're going to be using tan. So we're going to write the tan of 48 degrees is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, right? Because tan of the angle, which I'm going to label theta, is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, so now I'm going to just go ahead and cross multiply, put this over 1. 9 times 1 is 9. Tan of 48 times x is x times tan of 48. Divide both sides by the tan of 48. And this is going to cancel out. And we get x equals, so we have to work this out. We're going to use our graphing calculator. I'll put it over here. So we're going to turn on our calculator. We're going to make sure we're in degree mode, since we're working with degrees. So 9 divided by the tan of 48, and that's 8.1, approximately 8.1. So they want us to round it to the nearest foot, so that means that we're going to get 8 feet. That's the first part. Okay, now, determine to the nearest foot the length of the metal pipe. So I'm going to go ahead and label this y. Now, I had alluded to this earlier. The metal pipe, or y, as I just labeled it, is considered the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the side that's across from the right angle. So, which one of these trigonometric ratios can I use? Well, I can use either sine or cosine, because since I know what this side is, I know this side here is 8 now. I can say the cosine of 48 is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and I can look for y that way. Or I can use sine and say the sine of 48 degrees is equal to 9 over y, and then I can do it that way. Or I can even use Pythagorean theorem. I can do 8 squared plus 9 squared equals y squared. So whatever you prefer. I'm just going to go ahead and use Pythagorean theorem. I think that's just a lot easier. So 8 squared plus 9 squared equals y squared. Right. So 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81, equals y squared. 64 plus 81, let me go ahead and move this over a little bit to this side. '64 plus 81 is going to give me 145. 145 equals y squared. Square root both sides. The square root of 145, is 12.04, approximately 12.04. It says round to the nearest foot, so I gotta get 12 feet. And that's my answer for y, 12 feet. Okay, I hope that helps. Take care.